Hey, it's the Nerdy Sports Fan, and we're talking NFL Draft. Now, I used, for my mock drafts in these videos, the Draft Network's predictive draft board. I went 7 rounds, and I'm going with the top few picks for every team. Now, we're wrapping up the NFC East with the Eagles. The Eagles are a little helter-skelter. If you paid attention to them last year, they didn't come out of the box firing on all cylinders. And they didn't really start to develop and get good until their quarterback got hurt and Nick Foles goes back in, and all of a sudden they're going like gangbusters. That might speak to leadership from the quarterback position. It might speak to Foles just being a very, very streaky player and him randomly having a hot streak at exactly the right time. Might speak to the team responding to the guy that led them to a Super Bowl coming back into the lineup. Who knows? But I will say they've got a lot of talent on this team. They've got a very good coaching staff. And Carson Wentz is very obviously the team's future at the quarterback position. What they need to do is fix the 2 most glaring need positions that they had in the team. If you paid attention to what the Cowboys did to them last year, their defensive secondary needed help stopping Amari Cooper. Their offensive line needed help stopping that very good defensive front in Dallas and keeping their quarterback on his 2 feet. So that said, what I went with in this model at pick number 25, Nasir Adderley, safety out of Delaware. One of the more glaring needs on the team. Nasir Adderley is not somebody that a lot of people would have been able to see film on because he's not at a big power school. But he's the best safety in this draft. There might be one taken in front of him just because they're more known quantities, but Nasir Adderley is the most well-rounded, polished product at safety that I've seen in years. And I really think he's going to immediately upgrade the defensive secondary of any team he joins. He's very good with coverage. He's a sound tackler, passes people off in zone coverage extremely well. Just all around, everything you want out of a safety, Adderley does it extremely well, and he's only going to get better with age. Now, at pick number 53, I went back to the defensive secondary because it was so terrible at defending people like Amari Cooper. We went with Julian Love, cornerback out of Notre Dame. Now, he's not a big corner. There are going to be some other bigger, talented players in that area. At 5'11", though, he's about the range that you expect a corner to be at. He's fast, he's smart, and that's the part that matters most. When you get to the league, big, fast, strong doesn't matter as much as I can dissect the play. I can jump a route. And that is something that Love does really well. And I think he'll fit in very well with the aggressive defensive schemes in Philadelphia. Moving on, pick number 57. You got almost back-to-back picks here. I went with Michael Dieter, don't really know, offensive tackle out of Wisconsin. Like I said, defensive secondary and offensive line were the 2 most glaringly obvious needs for this team, and you saw it most prevalently when they went up against the Cowboys because defensive front and wide receiver were strengths for the Cowboys, at least at points last year. So when you have a division rival that's so strong in those positions where you're weak defending them, you need to fix that. And if they want to consistently make the playoffs, and if they want Carson Wentz to stay off the injury list, they need to get some better tackle talent up front. And with Dieter from Wisconsin, he's a prototypical size. He's like 6'6", mid 300 pounds. He's athletic. He pass and run blocks very, very well. So I think moving forward, especially with Jason Peters just being ancient and hopefully retiring soon. I mean, if he hasn't already, I'm sorry, Eagles fans, I don't really keep up with that as well as I should. they need a replacement for him at the left tackle position. And Dieter is going to be exactly that for years to come. So, I will see you come draft day, and hopefully the franchise fills some needs and gets back into the playoffs, this time with your franchise quarterback.